I've bought a lot of horses in SSO, but there are some breeds that I just really don't like in the current style in the game, but I do really like the breeds in real life. So here are a few breeds that I would love to see SSO remake. The first breed up is the Friesian. I know we're getting these remade and I'm honestly so excited for them. The current model we have is okay, I just don't think it fits the standard of the current horses that I like in the game and isn't as realistic as I would hope for it to look. I'm also not a massive fan of the gaits. They are very cartoony, which might look good for dressage, which is what they're mostly used for, but I just don't really like them all that much. I do like the coats that they have for them though, especially the Appaloosa ones. I think they're really nice. And I know the Friesians don't have too many coat variations, so I think they have done a pretty good job. I've seen the coat spoilers that Star Stable posted for the new Friesians, and I really like them. I am an avid chestnut lover, especially liver chestnut, so I'm really excited for that one. I just hope the models and gaits live up to the horses we've been getting recently. And I hope the gaits are more like the Dutch warm bloods, maybe a little bit less dramatic, but as long as they're sort of up to that standard, I think I'll really like them. I just think the gaits that they have at the moment are very flashy, but more of in a cartoony way, which I'm just not a massive fan of. And also the shoulder movement looks a little bit weird with them. The next horse is the English thoroughbreds. I really liked this breed when I first saw them, but they have a bugged gallop, and honestly, that just completely ruined it for me. I think the model's alright, it's obviously not as realistic and detailed as the newer breeds, but to me that's not a massive issue. My only complaint model-wise is I think the neck looks a little bit too long. I don't really know, it just looks a little funny and I feel like that might be the issue. Other than the bugged gallop, I think I like all the other gaits and most of the coats are alright. I think the only coat I don't like is the dark bay one, but to be honest, they're all pretty good. And with any of the breeds that I talk about today, I just want them to be more realistic and detailed like the recent breeds we've had, and obviously the thoroughbred is no exception to that. I've heard some people say that this Selly could maybe pass off as a thoroughbred for roleplays, so I think I'd probably hold a new model to similar standards. As far as the gaits go, so long as they fixed the gallop bug, I would probably be fine with the ones that they have now. There is a bit of weird shoulder movement in some of them, but to be honest, I don't see the horses from the front that much when I'm actually riding them, so I don't really care about that as much. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the rest of them. And with the coats, I'd be happy to keep all of them. I think they do look really nice, and maybe with the new shading style, I'd probably like some of them a bit more than I do now. So the third horse is the Clydesdale. The version of this breed we have in the game is very cute, but I just feel like it doesn't give off the same vibes as the breed in real life. I'm also just not a massive fan of their gaits. To be honest, they are some of the better gaits on horses that I am putting in this video, but I don't know, I feel like if they were made to the same standard as the Shires, I think I'd like them a lot more. The Shires actually feel like draft horses. Their gaits feel heavy, whereas you don't really feel that for the Clydesdale, or at least I don't. I think the coats for this horse are really cute and very nice, so if the model and gaits were updated, I think I would really like the horse. With the Fjord horse, my main complaint really is with the model. The Gen 2 model for the Fjord looks so much more like the actual breed, whereas the Gen 3 version is just too cute and cartoony. I do really like the coats. They give us a good few coat options, and I do really like the coats. But with sort of the older Gen 3 models, the gaits do still look a little funny. I feel like they've definitely improved a lot with the gaits in the recent models as well. So to just have sort of a bit of an update on them, an updated model and some updated gaits, I would love them so much more. It's just a little too cartoony for me. I do generally tend to prefer the more recent, sort of more realistic horses, but they're still cute. Don't get me wrong, they're still very cute. I just would prefer sort of a more recent version. The final breed is the American Quarter Horse. I do really like the coat colours for these horses. I think they are really beautiful and suit the breed quite well. I also quite like the model of this horse, although I would still like for it to be remade in a more realistic style, sort of like the newer releases, rather than, you know, the more cartoony style that it currently has. But honestly, I still quite like the model. The only issue is with the animations. they just do not look right on the horse. And if it were maybe cleaned up to look a little bit more realistic, I would really like them. But I'm not actually quite sure what discipline they were added as, because depending on the discipline, the horses do move quite differently. So I think if they chose like a discipline and, you know, did sort of up-to-date animations for them, I think it would look really cool. But yeah, they are some really nice horses. I just... the gates are just a little bit off for me, that's all. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what horses you would like to see be remade in SSO's current style. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!